music's very worldly, as in it's a thing that, you know, English-speaking music or English-sounding music goes everywhere. Has that taken you to other places in the world? Because, I mean, that's one thing. What I'm trying to say is when you sing in English, you can go anywhere. Where a lot of the other countries, like, you know, if there was Japanese singers, you wouldn't find them out touring
not
generally.
So much.
That you would know of. But I guess with your line of work, you do get to travel a bit more.
I do, and I have. I lived and worked in Japan for a long time, and they were specifically there was a live house, which is what they call a music venue over there, that was looking for an Australian singer specifically, and they wanted someone who could sing in English because a lot of the Japanese people listened to and loved English songs, but found perhaps the Japanese versions that they were hearing weren't quite right. And so they wanted someone to deliver them more.
Did you live there for a while?
I did. I lived there for almost 18 months. That was a crazy, wonderful time. I kind of made the decision, you know, I've always wanted to go and work overseas. Why wouldn't I take the risk? What do I need to kind of make sure this is going to be okay? And I said, well, if you can send me my return ticket and $1,000, I'll come. And so I did. And I hadn't had much time. I had so much stuff to organise before I left because it was unexpected. I mean, it got me at a good time in my life when things were finishing and I kind of didn't have a lot happening, so it was perfect. But everyone kept on saying to me, oh, go to one of those capsule hotels.
Right.
Have you heard of those? They're pretty much coffin-shaped.
Yeah, like a drawer, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to sleep in the...
Why you'd want to, I don't know, but it did sound interesting. And so when I got there, I started saying, I want to try a capsule hotel. And everyone said, it's not for women.
Really?
They only have them for men.
Really?
I'm trying to work out why, if it's a physical thing, like if we got too many lumps and bumps to fit in the box, or there's a lot of male-female things in Japan, though, that are different. Anyway, someone else very kindly said, no, you can't do that, but I lived in Nagoya. There's this hotel down the road.
But I've got a drawer you can sleep in.
Any time at $100, you know. And, you know, it's a different kind of hotel, but you might enjoy that. It's still a very Japanese thing. They don't have them in other countries. And my boyfriend from Australia at the time was visiting. And so we said, oh, let's go and check it out. And it was called Hotel Pure Stork.
Oh, yeah.
But there was no door at the front of the hotel. So you walk down the main street and you could see there was a neon stork. And it said in English, Hotel Pure Stork. And so we got down there and we're trying to find the front door. We couldn't find, there's no door. It's I don't know, 20-story building or whatever, and there's no entrance. So we walk around the back and we could see other people walking around the back. There's a car park around the back. So we thought, okay, well, that's kind of unusual that there's no front entrance, but who are we to judge? We walked in through the car park. We bumped into one other person who was kind of like this. Okay, it's that kind of hotel. What kind of hotel? We walked into some automatic doors. They opened up into a foyer. And this other person had kind of scurried off. There was a wall of photographs of obviously what were rooms, and each photograph was like on some kind of lit panel. So some were lit and some weren't. So there's no instructions, there's no welcoming committee, there's no reception. No. And so we figured that you choose the room that you like the look of that's lit. That must mean vacant, and you press it. It was all, kind of obvious. And all the rooms were very 80s looking. And but we chose one.
Was that shag pile and mullet?
And mirrors on the ceiling and neon.
I mean 80s. That's my room
sorry.
now.
The 80s is back. And we pressed on the panel. The lift automatically opened, the lift that we hadn't even noticed that was there. So an elevator opens and we thought, I guess that means we go in there. Still no people, no instructions, no speakers, no nothing. We walk in. We think, well, what button do we press? You don't need to. It closes behind you. And because you've pressed that room picture, it knows where you're going.
Oh, wow.
So it opened up on our floor. We walked out and there was a light flashing above a room. So that must be ours. So we walked into there, we opened it up, click, it closed behind us, and we wiggled the knob and it was locked.
Really?
So we were locked into this room. We walked in and it was very, very shag pile mirrors on the ceiling, everything we've talked about. There were lots of machines in the room that sold different things. Some of those things were sushi, alcohol, magazines, videos, all sorts of toys and different stuff. And anyway, you pay by the hour at these hotels. We soon worked that out.
Okay.
You're given a kind of a list on the wall of how much things cost. And when you decide you've had enough, and apparently not many people stay overnight. It's not that kind of hotel.
Right.
We didn't know what to do. We thought, okay, well, this has been fun. What do we do now? How do we get out of here? Because the door's locked. There's a phone. And so my Japanese, I hadn't been there very long. Not that it got much better, but it really wasn't very good. And I'm thinking, what do I say? So I said hello, and someone said hello. And I knew how to say finish. So I said, I finished. I didn't know what else to say. And
they'd be like, what have you been doing in there?
Yeah. Well, I did wonder with the mirror on the ceilings, cameras and all this stuff, you just don't know.
Could have been a Big Brother house that you just went into and nobody knew, and
those
you're a
videos
star in Japan.
That were selling are actually
the people before.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, so after I told them I was finished and put down the phone, there's one of those chutes that you get in supermarkets that you put the money in a container and it goes up and down. Yeah. And that came down with the bill in it.
Okay.
So there's like a little secret drawer. Put the money in there and press the button. The money went up. Click. The door unlocks. Okay, we can go. The lift opens and it all happens in reverse. And you go out and you're like spat out onto the street again. You're like, wow.
That's odd, and I told people. What do people usually go there as a couple or by themselves and just...
Well, I don't know. But I'm told, I didn't know at the time, but it's called a love hotel.
You find that with that Lost in Translation?
Yes, I saw that movie. That was after I'd lived there, and I could really relate to that, especially since there's actually a singer, in the show.
Well, that's Catherine Lambert. I grew up in Adelaide where she sang with a band called Spank You Very Much.
Oh, very nice. What was that all about then?
Yeah, they were a great cover band. Man, they used to sing, when the night had 1,000 eyes, all those sort of old songs.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Growing up listening to them and as a cover band, but they were a party cover band too. That, very much like there's a band now who do that called Jelly Bean Jam. They're like
I have sung with Jelly Bean Jam. I know them well.
Have you? Yeah, I know Andrew. Yeah,
freelance.
Years and years ago.
They're still going strong.
I sung with them on my 30th birthday. No, I didn't. I didn't sing. I played guitar. And that would have been a Sunday afternoon at the Woolloomooloo Bay Hotel.
Oh, the Woolloomooloo Bay, that was a bit of a thing, wasn't it?
On a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. So I had my 30th somewhere down at Coogee. Then we all ended up pretty drunk at...
No.
Yeah, on a Sunday too. Afternoon there. But the only song I think I was playing at the time was on the guitar was Time of Your Life.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Why not if you're going to play a song?
Yeah, but I didn't have the balls to sing it in front of a crowd. So
you played it. Cool.
So Andrew sang and I played. Yeah,
that's excellent. Yeah. I used to go to.
And then I said to him, "How good's this? It's much better than doing comedy. Comedy, everyone judges it. Everyone's just dancing along to you.
Yeah, have enough drinks. It doesn't matter." Yeah. I used to go to Woolloomooloo on a Sunday, and look at Jelly Bean Jam and go, "One day I'll be able to be in a band like that."
Yeah.